America hasn't descended into anarchy. There are police on the streets and normal life goes on. But the government is only spending what it must. Above Earth, on the space station, astronauts are working, but most at NASA are not. At the zoo, animals will be fed, but the panda cam has gone dark. He's not dealing with a disaster so much as a national embarrassment. The president, surrounded by those who like his healthcare law, said he wouldn't be bullied into abandoning it.
Congress doesn't just have to end this shutdown and reopen the government. Congress generally has to stop governing by crisis. They have to break this habit. It is a drag on the economy. It is not worthy of this country.
For Washington, this is almost personal. The nation's capital is very much a government town, and the shutdown of federal buildings like these really hurts. Many federal workers turned up this morning and a few hours later were sent home.
The trickle-down effect is scaring them. You know, everybody's hurting already, and this just adds to it.
I have to come in and shut myself down and then go home again, and I don't know how long I'll be not working. And I just feel like Congress isn't doing their job.
The mall is lined with some of the most impressive museums in the world, all shut. As are other attractions. These veterans came all the way from Mississippi to see the nation's World War II memorial and found it cordoned off.
I think it's kind of stupid that they closed it down, but who am I?
It's very disappointing. Very disappointed that we're not allowing the vets to go in.
Even the White House has sent home 2/3 of its staff, although of course not everyone gets off work. The president signed a law making sure the military were paid, but his wife's Twitter account fell victim to the shutdown. In Congress, it's the morning after the night before. The arguments continue with all the same bitterness, little of the urgency. The Republicans blame the president's party for refusing to talk about delaying his healthcare law.
Our country has big problems. Today, our government has big problems. The only way these problems are going to be resolved if we sit down amicably and keep the American people in mind and come to an agreement.
As much harm as this shutdown may be doing, there are greater worries about the crisis around the corner. What happens if Congress won't raise America's debt ceiling?
If we get to October 17th and we don't have a deal, I think that's economic Armageddon, really. I think, you know, that's a Pandora's box. It's going to be a mess, and there's no policy response to it.
There's no saying when the nation's monuments will be open again, but this latest crisis can only increase a nation's contempt for Congress and its failure to function. Mark Mardell, BBC News, Washington.